Multiple sclerosis, or MS, is an autoimmune condition that attacks the central nervous system, causing neurological and physical disability. At the Bristol University, an expert team of scientists have been trying to better understand the causes of the disease and come up with a more effective treatment. The disease can strike anyone at any time, but is most common in young adults and affects over 100,000 in the UK.
For most of those people, they'll start off with a single attack. Maybe their vision will be affected, they'll have some numbness or loss of power transiently in an arm or a leg, their balance may be transiently affected, or their bladder function may be affected. And over a few days or a week or so, that will get better. They'll completely recover. And then weeks or months, or possibly even years later, they'll get another one, and then another one. And slowly and surely, sadly, the disease progresses and it moves from what I've just described, which is the acute relapse remit phase of the disease, to secondary progressive. At that point, the person never gets back to normal.
Some drugs exist for the first stage, but none for the second, because it is not really understood. But the latest research offers a glimmer of hope for halting the growth of the more progressive phase of the disease. Professor Winnick has spent years working with the protective neuropeptide galanin and has found in many types of brain injury it protects the nerves from dying.
The three of us then looked at galanin levels in human brain from patients who have sadly died of their MS, and then we gave mice multiple sclerosis as well. And essentially we've shown the same thing as in Alzheimer's disease. Levels of galanin rise in the plaques of brain of MS patients, and we now know that that's a good thing. High levels of galanin in the mice protect completely from multiple sclerosis. You just cannot induce disease in them at all. In contrast, in mice that have no galanin, a so-called knockout, they have much more severe disease that occurs earlier.
The team concluded from the data that if they could produce a drug that could effectively mimic the effects of the galanin, they could give it to latter stage patients to slow down and even halt the disease. It's hopeful news for long-term sufferers like Sean McCarthy.
It's exciting to see this going on now. We're lucky in Bristol, there's a lot going on through different doctors and consultants, and this work may help a lot of people in the future. I think the only thing is that people have got to realise it's not going to be instant. It takes a long time to develop and to be available to people, because that happens with research. It's not instant. I don't think there is enough publicity, and really, given the amount of people affected by MS, not only the people with it, but their families and friends and everybody else. So no, I think there could be more publicity, given that it's one of the major neurological illnesses causing disability amongst young people, of all things.
The research team are now seeking the funding needed to advance their findings, which could lead to a new drug within the next decade.